Hey guys. I was all excited to film outside because it's finally nice out, and then there's that noise. What the heck? Okay, so hey, it's the next day, and I am refilming this intro sans leaf blower or lawnmower or whatever was the yard work that was happening. Yeah, hey, happy Monday, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a what I eat in a day video. And before we jump in, I just want to talk a little bit about this style of video. There are definitely some times and some ways that videos like this can be damaging. And so I just want to be very clear that my intention with making this video is not to say, hey, here's my perfect diet, and so this is what you should eat too, because this works for everyone. No. Everyone's needs are super individual, super unique. What you eat is really personal to you and your lifestyle and your needs. What I eat in a day is not necessarily what you should be eating in a day. Probably isn't what you should be eating in a day. But that being said, I do think that there's a lot of value to be found in videos like this. I basically learned to cook from YouTube videos like this. And so that's my intention, is just to provide maybe some inspiration, maybe show you some different ingredients or things to use in your cooking that you haven't used before. It's just inspiration. So the food, everything you'll be seeing from here is actually, in my time, yesterday. The full day of eating yesterday, although I am eating today too. But yesterday was a little odd for me as far as meal timing, which you'll see, but I didn't end up having my first meal until like 1:30 p.m. because I had a doctor's appointment in the morning and it just went long and whatever, I didn't eat. So I ended up doing 2 bigger meals and 2 snacks. And some days that's how it goes. Other days I have 3 more traditional larger meals. Sometimes I have 6 to 8 like little mini snacky kind of meals. It just depends. I really try to listen to any cues my body's sending me. Some days I'm hungrier than others. I am tracking macros most days right now, in case you're curious, just because that's what makes me feel good. I'm definitely not super strict about it or too stressed if I don't do it for a day or a couple days or a week or whatever. But I do find that having those sort of tangible numbers to track works for me. Again, tracking macros is not something that works for everyone, just what works for me right now. Yeah, I think that's the whole deal. So let's get into it. So this has definitely not been the most typical day in terms of eating for me, but whatever. We just got back from doing a little workout, so I'm gonna make us some protein shakes, and this is, I mean, it's 6:45, so it's a little bit late, but I guess this is like our midday snack since we didn't really have breakfast brunch until like 1:30. Yeah, so that's the deal, and then we'll have dinner in a couple hours. One of my clients recently brought up to me the idea of like, how do you know what works for you? We hear it all the time. Do what works for you, listen to your body, all of that. And how do you know how to do that? And I think that's a great question, and I think the answer is not really that simple. I really think that what works best for you is something that requires a lot of trial and error to figure out. And I also think that you have to be open to changing what works for you depending on signals that your body is sending you. So that's where the listening to your body part comes in, which is things like tuning into hunger and satiety cues and energy level and sleep and all the things that you can pay attention to as far as like your holistic physical well-being. But yeah, when it comes to just like learning about what works best for you, I think the best strategy is to be open-minded and don't be afraid to try things. And if they're not for you, then they're not for you. And that's okay. But anyway, I am gonna make these smoothies now.
Love is in the air tonight. I am yours, so hold me tight. Love is in the air tonight. I see it in your eyes. You want this even more. Like we are soulmates. Something we never felt before. Yeah, I don't mind taking my time.
We just received our vegetable subscription box from Tomato Mountain, courtesy of John's very kind mom. So I thought I would unpack it and show what we got this week. Some mushrooms, microgreens, a very large cabbage, potatoes, apples, different colors of potatoes, potatoes of every color. What's in here? Shallots and some onion. So that's very exciting. And it is now 8:11 and I'm about to get started making dinner. I guess we're being like accidental vegetarians today because we're gonna have some seitan for dinner. I have never really used seitan until recently. I feel like, you know, the vegan or vegetarian protein sources that get more hype are tofu and tempeh. So I had never really, I had like tried it, but I never really thought to buy it until on Valentine's Day, we ordered from a vegan restaurant in Chicago and got the most amazing buffalo seitan like wings. Chicago Diner, if you're a Chicago person. Really good. Yeah, since then, we have definitely been having some more seitan. It is super high in protein. It's made from wheat gluten. So if you are someone who doesn't do well with soy or just doesn't like soy proteins for whatever reason, great option. All right.
When you say you feel low and good things are hard to see, when you pray to find love, I know somewhere we could be. There's a place where we can go tonight. The rhythm will make it right, where everyone is happy and the sun will shine all night. We could have a good time, let everybody sing. Why don't you let yourself slip out of control?
Dessert tonight is Greek yogurt with maple syrup, and then I make this, it tastes like brownie batter. It's very good. It's just oats, cocoa powder, coconut oil, PB2, which is peanut butter powder, and a splash of water that I blend in the food processor. And yeah, so that's that. Thanks for watching me eat for an entire day. If you liked this video, go down below and give it a like. And make sure you're subscribed to my channel because that really, really supports me. And that's it. I'll see you next time. Bye!